Yeah, what up? It's rated R. You understand me? The foundation of Black American, aka the American Maroon. Know what I'm talking about? Now let's chop it up. Let's chop up this game real quick. Now, this is an old picture I had right here. I interacted with this white chick. I mean, it's probably 10 years old right here. I just had stored in an old computer I was looking in recently. And I saw the picture and it kind of came back to me. I saw this picture on Facebook and started interacting with the white chick about it. You know what I'm saying? Just asking her about it and shit. Like, you know, and she didn't really see nothing wrong with it, you know. I mean, with it being her culture and things of that nature. And I respected that. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't even really about her, you know. And interracial relationships is kind of odd to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, being that we live under a system of white racism, white supremacy. You know what I'm saying? And the few interactions I done had with white women in my life, like I'm not into dating white broads and shit like that, but the few interactions I've had with women, you know what I'm saying, with white women and shit, one thing I notice about them, and I ain't talking about no dope fiend white bitch and all of those shit or some old white bitch that white men don't really want right there. I'm talking about them goddamn 90s sitcoms looking white women and shit like that right there. You know what I'm talking about? Like, good looking white women. You know what I'm saying? And the conversations I've had with them, one thing I noticed is they're not really into confident brothers. Confident brothers, like proud of their culture brothers, you know what I'm saying? Nothing like that right there. They're not really into that. And another thing, you will see a Tiger Woods type of black man, or you know, a lot of these black celebrity type of men and shit marrying the shit out of white women, right? See what I'm saying? But one thing I've never saw is a 6-7 figure white woman or a Paris Hilton type of white woman marrying a regular black man. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's my thing right there. See, if a white woman choosing up on me, and she can't use her white privilege and white power and shit to put me up on my feet, get me in a good financial space and shit like that right there, I don't see no need in being with her. I don't see no need in dealing with her. Straight up and down, because this picture says a lot. I can't even cover it all. I'm just scratching the surface. Like, this particular picture here, this white woman just got bold and put it up. Like, here she is, got a baby by a black dude, and got the black child holding up a Confederate flag. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's deep. But like I said, I'm just scratching the surface. And I've always felt like a white woman really not going to get with a confident brother, because she knows deep down it's just been ingrained, that white supremacist culture has been ingrained in her. She may have a sexual preference for black guys and might have a thing for them, but if I was to meet a white woman and she don't go deep into how white supremacist society is to me from the jump, like letting her know, like, my father was a white supremacist, my mama was a white supremacist, and my great grandfather, and this and that, and this is how they do when black people come on the job, and I'm gonna show you how this is how we get on code with each other. If a white woman ain't busting that shit down to me when we meet, I'm not interested in dating her. You understand me? I remember one time I was chopping it up with this white broad that had kids or a child by a brother I knew from back in the day. And I mentioned something to her about the system of racism, white supremacy, and white genetic survival, and she was denying that shit. Like, oh, no, you know, I know it's some prejudiced white people, but, you know, to say that, you know, they want to wipe a race out and all the white genetic survival, I don't know. White bitch, you know you done heard of that shit before. See, and that's the type of shit that strengthens racism, white supremacy, when you got white motherfuckers denying it and shit. But see, silly ass niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like, silly ass niggas that want to lay up and make babies with these kids, they have no sense of culture. They don't care. They just, you know, they just running from black. Like, in their mind, they want to be white. You see what I'm saying? So they want to wake up to a white woman every day and shit, and all this old weird ass shit that these black dudes be on in these interracial relationships. That's why, to me, this picture is very deep. Like, she actually got the baby holding the flag. Like, she's finna raise this black child with a white supremacist mindset, which will be helpful to white supremacy to a degree, because if your mama's white, she can raise you on that, because the woman is the first teacher of any race. So she can raise you with a white supremacist mindset, not to like yourself and all this kind of shit, and it seemed normal to you. You understand what I'm saying? And I just think a lot of interracial relationships are like this. Now don't get me wrong, in the system of racism and white supremacy, to the white supremacists, a mixed kid is black. You see, one drop of black blood makes you black to them. Don't get me wrong. But that's just a deeper aspect of it. I'm just talking about on the surface, not even really going too deep, just enough to crank a conversation about interracial relationships with this picture by itself. Because I just feel like a lot of white women have this mindset, whether they from the South, the East, wherever, North, wherever the fuck they from, they have white supremacy ingrained in them. And they'll get with black guys for their own personal reasons, but a lot of times they're still deny white supremacy. They'll just say, racism happens, it's bad, I'm not like that and all that. Nah, bitch, I need you out here letting niggas know how they doing it on the job, how they keep niggas from moving up on the job. I need you to use all that. Because again, I don't see no motherfucking Paris Hiltons or none of them rich white bitches and all that shit marrying a regular brother, put him on his feet. I've never heard of it. I've never saw it. And if it's a case of it, I would like to know. Somebody post a link in the comments or something if you see this picture of a 6-7 figure white woman marrying a brother, you understand me, putting him on his feet, letting him transfer some wealth to his kids or some shit like that. Because that's the reason why a white broad will marry a rich nigga. Because she looking at the fact that she gonna be able to transfer that wealth right back into the white supremacist community. That's why you see a lot of black actors, prominent black actors, you know what I'm saying, marrying white women. Them white women be cashing out on them niggas. You understand what I'm saying? See, that's how that shit work. You see what I mean? So that's the reason why this picture's so deep to me. This is the reason why I never got into interracial relationship. The conversations I've had with white women in my life, you know what I'm saying, in my 20s and shit like that right there. I'm 40 now, but in my 20s and shit, it just didn't feel right. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like, okay, yeah, let's, you know what I'm saying, let's, you know what I mean? I mean, if a nigga knock down a white broad or something, and keep it pushing or whatever, you know what I'm saying, cool. But making seeds with them and all that shit, and you don't know nothing about her family. Hell, even if I'm dating a black chick, I need to know about what type of family she come from. But then a white broad, you know what I'm saying? She got some white supremacists in her family. Her daddy probably was a white supremacist or is a white supremacist. You know what I mean? Because the Confederate flag is a white supremacist flag. Straight up and down. And she got this black kid holding the fucking flag. So, what kind of nigga does shit like this? See, you understand what I'm saying? That's the whole thing. It's just a deep picture. It's a lot to bust down and understand about the mindset of interracial relationships with this picture. How many niggas got babies with women like this? I seen a nigga one time take me over his white broad house. He had a baby with, and she talking about she was at church early that night. And she seen all kind of black stereotypes, making a joke about it, sitting there with her white friend to him. She wasn't talking to me. He was just introducing me to her. And I'm just scanning through shit just on this picture. I mean, I could go real deep, but I'm just going to put this out here just maybe for a motherfucker to see it and create their own conversation from it or take it and understand, you know what I'm saying, before some youngster might be talking about a white broad, man, you got to understand what you putting your seed in and shit, man, when you dealing with it. You have to watch that with your own race. But when it comes to an interracial situation, you got to be careful, man, because you probably knocking up a white broad just like this right here. You understand what I'm saying? Because again, show me a situation where it's a rich white woman in a prominent position taking a 9-to-5 brother because she care about him and putting him up on his feet and putting him in a position to win. Because I ain't never saw it. Straight up and down. And that's what it is. Peace.